Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the Imac late 2013 edition. It was bought in early 2014. This is the 21.5 inch model. The specs as far go is it comes with the Intel Core i5, and as you can hear on the box, there's the Apple logo here, and if you go behind, there's the Apple display there, and if you go back on top, Apple has a very minimalistic design. You've got this handle for carrying it, and you just got some specifications here. So, 20.5 inch viewable, 16 by 9 widescreen LED backlit display, 1920 by 1080 pixels, ambient light sensor, 2.7 gigahertz quad core Intel Core i5 with 4 megabytes L3 cache. Turbo boost to 3.2 gigahertz, 8 GB of 16,000 megahertz DDR3 SD RAM, 1 terabyte 5,400 RPM hard drive, Intel Iris Pro graphics, FaceTime HD camera, 2 Thunderbolt ports, support by high speed I/O and mini DisplayPort devices, 5 SDXC card slot and 4 USB 3.0 ports. And this does have gigabit Ethernet. This also has Wi-Fi inside, so this is Wi-Fi enabled. You can use the Wi-Fi. Here's the Apple logo on the side of the box, and the back is the same. Here's the iMac itself. It's very, very thin, and it's made out of the aluminum unibody here, and it's very thin from here. But the thing is, it does bulge out at the back here near the Apple logo, but that's because also it needs to store its computer components, and also that doesn't matter. But as far as concerned, this is a very, very, very slim model. So in this Apple logo, this is where the Wi-Fi is located, as this is only where the signals can come out from. So that's why the Apple logo is here, and the Wi-Fi connection is stored there. So if we come to the front, we are greeted by the Apple Bluetooth keyboard and the Magic Mouse that comes standard. You can configure this to be an Apple wired keyboard and wired mouse, but that will cost you extra. But because this wireless keyboard and wireless mouse comes as standard, and underneath the monitor, this is all aluminum, and it's got a really good finish. And you can also store your keyboard underneath there, so you have more space to your desk as so, which creates more desk space, so that's really good. And if we go to the screen, the screen resolution is 1920 by 1080p. So this is a 1080p screen. As you can see, you can adjust and lower the brightness. This is running OS X Mavericks version 10.9.3. Processor 2.7 GHz Intel Core i5, 8 GB 16,000 megahertz. So yeah, that's about it. As you can see, we're in the OS here, and it's this is really smooth 1080p. I mean, the operating system is pretty good compared to Windows 8. I think a lot of people are buying Mac at the moment because of the operating system, and Windows has kind of wrecked their operating system, because I actually personally feel that it's based for the tablets. So about the iMac, what shall we say about this? So this is actually different because this has been configured not to a hard drive but to a Fusion drive. Now I have my friend here, which is his iMac, and thanks to him, because this video is possible for you guys. So hey, why did you turn it into a Fusion drive?
It's mainly because I want fast read and write speeds.
Yeah. The
thing is with normal hard disk is that it has to write and convey the information all around it.
Yeah.
But if it's a Fusion drive, you can just the regularly used apps and everything just loads up really quick, like super fast. Normal times would be like 20 seconds to like load up, but like later on, when you get a Fusion drive, it probably will be like about 10-11 seconds at the maximum. It may be even less.
Right. So you're saying This has better boot up times, great disk speeds, real good disk speeds.
Yeah, just because of the Fusion, that just brings up to a whole new level instead of the HD drive.
Alright. So, shall we go to the pros and cons here?
Yeah, sure, why not?
So, Apple are known for their premium quality and real good user interface. I mean, if you go, I mean, it's a tough fact, Windows guys, but if you ever walk into a studio or a movie studio or a music studio, everybody's running Macs.
Yeah, I mean the world-renowned professionals, they tend to use a Mac more than the Windows because it's much more reliable and the work quality is really premium.
Right, that's because most of the apps here are mostly for productivity. I mean, you've got iMovie, you've got GarageBand.
The whole iLife.
Yeah, just the whole iLife preview here, and you know. So, what else can we say about this? It's got a great user interface. It's cool to the touch, I guess. Never gets hot. 9 hours continuous use we have experience here. It's got Bluetooth. It's a workhorse. Production work. It's great for editing and rendering. It's really a thin all-in-one PC. I'm sorry, a Mac. Sorry about that. Well, as I just said, PC. PC are actually catching up, but they're not as thin as this beast here. I mean, this is running Mavericks at the moment, and soon will be running OS X Yosemite this autumn. So, about this, if you're looking for a real good all-in-one, then the Mac, you'll have no regrets, right?
Yeah, I mean, it really kind of depends on what you want with your work, what kind of production you want. If you want your work to be really good, I guess go for a Mac. But if it's budget that's worrying you, go for a Windows.
Right. So, what if someone wanted a really good computer, but they didn't want to buy a Windows? Would you suggest them to go to Linux, or spend the extra money for a premium quality Mac?
I mean, it really depends. If it's like you're willing to spend £1,000 or above, go for a Mac. If it's like you'll get everything. But if you want to spend like 600, 700, and you want the premium quality of a Mac, I mean Ubuntu, OS is like Ubuntu, Linux, and everything. They're like pretty much as close as you can get to a Mac. You know, the quality of it.
Sure. So, if that was someone who was gonna game on a Mac, but also do production work, would you recommend them getting a Mac or PC?
Depends on how much game they do. Because as you can see, I've got some games lined up here, like Call of Duty, TF2, and I've got some games, some other games like F1 2013.
From the Mac App Store, right?
Yeah, from the App Store. Yeah. As you can see, you can download it from the App Store down here. It's just that it depends how much you game.
Yeah, sure. I mean, talking about the App Store, Windows has quite a large selection of apps, right?
Yeah, I mean,
there's also Xbox games and, you know, all sorts.
Yeah, there's lots of.
So, I mean, the Mac is catching up, like, real fast, so.
I mean,
even the Mac isn't behind, really.
You know, I mean, it's just a ratio. It's like 80-20. It's like just like that much gap left.
Yeah, sure.
For Mac to catch up.
Yep. So let's get on to the graphics sides of things. So this has the Intel Iris Pro 52000 integrated graphics by Intel. What is surprising here is that Apple didn't include a dedicated graphics card. So that's actually a con about this. But even though the Intel Iris Pro graphics are the top of the line integrated graphics, I mean, it does beat some of the dedicated GPUs, but not all of them. I mean, you can play a few games on high settings, and most games are optimal to medium settings. So if you're not that hardcore of a gamer, you're not going to be playing something like Watch Dogs on Ultra or something, then why not get a Mac if you want to spend extra money?
As you just said, like how Apple hasn't included a dedicated GPU in this, I would say that's a really big con for graphic designers,
sure,
web designers, yeah. But the thing is, you have to upgrade to a whole £600 or £700 just to get that one GPU. I mean, the Iris Pro is the top of the line Intel's integrated GPUs. So it runs like Battlefield, Call of Duty, TF2, and games like Far Cry, or Truck Simulator. So games like that, it runs effortlessly on medium to high settings. I mean, I've got no complaints for it.
So yeah, I mean, also another great thing about a Mac is that you can run Windows 8 on here. So if you want to have both the OSs, so for me it's having Windows for gaming and Mac for just work, because there are actually a lot more games compatible with the Windows operating system than there is with Mac. So that is that side of it. So you've got Bootcamp Assistant here, which you can download Microsoft Windows and install and on an Intel based Mac by downloading the necessary support software, creating a partition on your disk for Windows and all the other things. So that's actually one great thing, because there are people in Windows stuck with Windows like forever, but they can't get Linux. But let's just not talk about Linux for now. That's another story. I mean, but you can't get Mac OS X, but on here you can get Windows, so that's a great plus.
Yeah, I mean, getting onto that, like Windows and the combination between Windows and Mac. I mean, people might be tempted, like people like our viewers, like might be tempted to make a Hackintosh. Yeah. But then again, you have to consider that it's first of all, it's not legal.
Yeah.
Then second of all, it's got a really short components list.
Yeah.
I mean,
you have to think about what motherboards are compatible.
I mean, really, if you don't want to spend that much and get a Mac, I mean, sure,
because
build a Macintosh, but then again, you spend your money on a GPU that doesn't support the Mac OS X. It's a waste of money.
Yeah.
And in this, you can just effortlessly download Windows in it.
And even if you want to install, make a Hackintosh, it's really advised to build your own PC then.
Yeah,
so if you guys are, because there are a lot of codes to put in, and it is kind of a bit complex. So it's not as easy as you think, but
people who don't like computers, who are not that techno savvy, who just like to get on with the work.
Yeah,
they're better off with getting a Mac.
Yeah,
or like a Mac, or just something like that.
Yeah, so another pro, if we carry on, is the sleek aluminum unibody provides solid integral chassis for computer components. So that's actually a really good thing, because the design quality, it's engineered to be perfect. It's engineered to perfection.
Yeah, it's made from a solid piece of aluminium, so it's not like things are glued on. So it just provides like a better place for the components to stay, and it's just like made for it.
Yeah. Also, the Retina screen, which has 360 ppi. What about that? I mean, when I first came here, I was technically just blown away by this display quality, because coming from, I don't even have a HD monitor. I'm actually on a 1280 by 1024 old square monitor by Dell. So coming here and just looking at the quality of this screen is just mind-blowing. I mean, even when you watch something on YouTube and you're watching a person or something, the hairs even on their head are so fine that you can see every strand of it. So this is actually a really good display. So it's great for watching movies and occasional gaming, but also a lot of work. So if you move on to the camera, the camera is located right here. It's a FaceTime camera, 720p HD, and this camera is actually really good. It's a built-in webcam, so it's really good. 720p HD, great for things like FaceTime, Skyping your friends, group calls, and whatnot. So it really delivers that crisp image to the other person receiving it. So that's a really good plus for having a HD camera built in on top, instead of having an ugly webcam just sticking on top of here, which would just ruin this beautiful piece of architecture. So as you can see at the back, there's the SD card reader. There's also an audio port right there. We've got the 4 USB 3.0 ports, the 2 Thunderbolt ports, and the gigabit Ethernet port, and right there. And if we go back, that is actually the AC in. It's actually really sleek. It's just one piece of circle going inside, and it actually just blends in with the whole design of the Mac. So this does come standard. The Apple wireless Bluetooth keyboard and the Magic Mouse. There are pros and cons about both of these devices. These are chiclet keys. These are really good premium quality typing. It's real good for typing. If you look, there's the on and off button. You've got your Mac keys. This is obviously designed by Apple, so beautiful here. You've got the Magic Mouse. I mean, it's more of a palm design. It's mostly to palm the mouse, but it doesn't have a mouse switch. You know, you can rest your thumb on, like on a Windows mouse or the HP X33000 I reviewed. So this mouse does have its own pros and cons. Like it's got up and down scrolling. There is no physical scroll wheel. It's also got four-way scrolling. You can go up and down. You can also scroll to the left. You can also scroll to the right. And if we just take a look at the back, there's the mouse sensor, and it's pretty lightweight, and this has got a glossy finish. This keyboard is real good for typing. Some of you guys might not like it because of the small keys, but what I really like is the the chiclet keys, which are spread out nicely, which makes it really good for typing. One thing that I did notice that is different from my Logic wireless keyboard is that keyboard noting it is also compatible with the Mac, so you could go out and buy it. But the shift key, if you are a person who likes having a full size shift key, well, this doesn't come with a full size shift key here, but it does here. So at the end of the day, it's your choice. So this does not have a number pad, unlike the wired keyboard. So that's your choice at the end of the day.
And then again, as you just said, there's people might worry about not having a numeric keypad. I mean, you just go, you can just go on the Apple's website and you just get like a numeric pad. The Apple sell it and it's exactly the same. You just correct it with a magic one. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. Also, there are you can also have the magic trackpad here, and it will look. You know, you can have all the full OSX Maverick gestures and all that. And what I really like about this screen here and the way this is made is that this space here, I mean, it's like it's made to be put the keyboard inside as so you can just put this away and the mouse and tuck it inside here. You've got all this space for, you know, you work or put some, you know, work if you're doing, and then you're working here. You can still also have access to all the keys, so that's great. But the cons about this is it does use batteries, AA batteries.
AA batteries, yeah.
Yeah, AA batteries. So you will have to keep changing them out every about 2 months. But fear not, because if you don't want to do that, there's Apple's battery pack that Apple sell. So here's the box. So Apple's battery pack here, as you can see, Apple. So they're rechargeable AA batteries. So here we go. Just insert one in the keyboard and one in the mouse, and you're just good to go charge. It's just as simple as that. So you don't really have to worry about batteries anymore if you have the battery pack. So don't worry, even if they don't. If you don't want to buy that, was this pricey?
Yeah, it cost me £35.
£35. If you don't want to buy that, don't worry. You can go onto somewhere like Amazon and buy like a Duracell or Energizer AA battery pack that's rechargeable. But you know, this is just like, I guess, kind of a rip-off by Apple.
Yeah, we just paying for the brand.
Yeah, it's just for the brand. I mean, all batteries, they work the same.
Yeah.
I mean, Energizer, that'll work for about, I don't know, about a year or so, the batteries.
The batteries last me, when I was charging this, it last me for like about, I would say about 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
2 weeks, was it?
Maximum 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Right, so you have one battery inside here.
2 batteries.
2 batteries inside here.
And 2 batteries on that.
And 2 batteries on the other side. So what will you do if one of either the mouse or the keyboard runs out?
So what I do let's presume the battery runs out on this the mouse.
Yeah.
What I would do is take the battery out, because these 2 batteries are already charged. So I'll put this in, and the battery that was in there already.
Right.
I would charge this, and I would charge it on the wall outlet down there, and then just pack it down again, pack it back.
Right. So no problems if you have a battery pack.
No, I mean, it's just it's a bit of a nuisance, isn't it? I mean,
it's a nuisance, but you know, I mean, if you want that, you know, it's actually pretty good. But by the time you finish these batteries, yeah, the batteries here will already be charged. So all you have to do is just swap out the batteries instead of waiting to go to the store and buy another batteries and then put it back inside, but then wait for them to finish up and go back to the store again.
I mean, the thing with this, yeah, if you buy a Mac, it's like people would be afraid to like open this and like take it in. It's like it's a new thing. They'll be afraid.
Right.
This is really pricey. They would be afraid to do it.
Right.
But like, I mean, it's just you just get like a quid and just open this and just change the batteries. It's very simple.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
So guys,
nothing to be afraid of.
this sums up the Apple iMac late 2013 edition. This is a 21.5 inch screen. So we hope you enjoyed this review, and once again I hope that you can make a choice now whether you should buy this iMac or not. So until next time, I will see you.